back to Spare Time. Here on today's episode, we're going to be talking about role-playing, or more specifically, Dungeons and Dragons, and our horrible, horrible memories of it.
No, basically, what kind of role-playing games we play right now, and our histories about it.
That works too.
Let's start off in the beginning. Basically, when me and Chris became friends in grade 8.
Yeah, about that. I think that's when it officially started.
Yeah, we came over, as friends, and we figured he played a strange game. At the time, it was strange. Called Warhammer, and it was a tabletop game.
This game, it's wonderful.
It's the rule book we're looking at here, not the setup.
It's thick.
So I'm going to give it to Chris so he can explain what Warhammer is.
Okie dokie. Well, Warhammer is a tabletop game that spawned out of Dungeons and Dragons, where you command grand armies led by heroic heroes to destroy your enemy for whatever the hell reason you want to. There are about a dozen or two different species to fit every single fantasy niche there is. It's fantastic in my opinion.
There's different versions. There's the one, that rulebook Chris picked up is actually the fantasy version. There is the future one called 40K or 40,000. There's the Lord of the Rings one, and something else.
Yeah, there's a bunch of small versions of it. Like one is a football version where you kill each other. There's a lot of killing in these games.
What's it called?
Blood Bowl.
Blood Bowl. Yeah, Blood Bowl is basically football. Your objective is to, once again, hit the touchdown, but you have an option to kill the opponent.
Yeah, you either get the ball to the end, or you slaughter the other team to the point of them being unable to stop you.
Yeah. We didn't play that game because it was...
I had a game with it.
Never mind.
It was fun.
I haven't played it, apparently.
I lost horribly.
Okay. We started playing this. The first thing off, if you want to start, it's really expensive to start.
Yes.
The cheapest thing is probably $20.
Yeah.
Roughly around $20.
It used to be cheap. It used to be cheap.
You guys want some tea?
Damn it.
What?
I can't edit out nowhere.
What does that mean?
We're filming.
Sorry. I'll shut the door.
Why is it not shut?
It was shut.
Well, I didn't. I guess nothing. Well, I guess that's no tea, right?
No, thank you. Let's start from the beginning, shall we?
No, okay, let's keep going. This is funny. Okay.
We like tea. Anyway. Warhammer.
In the beginning it wasn't that expensive.
No. Back when I first started playing, or when I first found out about it back in the late 90s, you could start up for $20. You can get a lot of stuff. You get your paints or whatever. It is a game where you have to build and paint your own models. It's customization from the ground up. And back then it was cheaper. And then the quality of the models and everything got higher, so they raised the prices as well, to the point where things that used to be $20 are closer to $40, and you don't get nearly as much stuff in it as you used to.
Mm.
It used to be beginner friendly.
Yeah. We started playing this more often. Group of us got our own armies to start playing when we have time. And back in high school, it's basically every other weekend.
Yeah. We tried.
We tried. Yeah. Then later on,
we started an extremely short-lived club at school.
This is way in the future. Yeah,
Yeah, grade
Apparently,
11 or 12, we started a club back when at the high school. The clubs were being made. It was that time of the year. We had about a dozen people join it with our already existing circle of friends.
we're so nerds.
Yes. And inevitably, because we are nerds, our lives eventually did lead to Dungeons and Dragons, coming from Warhammer.
Basically, this is what happened. We were having a great time playing Warhammer, but one of our friends in a group basically said, "Let's do D&D," and I was like, I agreed, and I was
Sure.
like, "Why not? We never tried it." So we went through this process, a week process of figuring out what kind of character we want, what we want to do, and
Not really knowing anything about it. A couple of us, not us, just looked up all the information on the
yeah.
internet. The character sheets were printed off. We thought we knew what we were doing.
What were you?
It was a human elf half-breed paladin, I think.
Yeah, we were basically half something,
You know,
human or elf or something.
you know,
This is the time when Lord of the Rings came out, like the first, second movie.
Yeah.
So we thought elves were so cool.
Yeah.
So basically, my I still remember I was a bard. If you guys know what a bard was
You were the gnome bard?
no, I was a bard.
Alright.
If you don't know what a bard is basically the person that buffs or gives them charms. His main tool is like a flute or guitar, whatever you want to call it. He has a musical instrument that helps. He's
Yeah.
the buff. He just gives them support.
Flutes, cellos,
Yeah.
drums, they're minstrels, musicians in reality. So they boost the morale
Yeah.
of the group.
The thing was, I was an elf, and the thing was, bards are short. So I was Santa's little helper. I was a freaking Santa's elf. That's how short I was. I was a freaking leprechaun.
Yeah.
I was a leprechaun with a guitar. And we got Greg was what, a warrior? Greg was a half warrior and all that.
Yeah. One guy was an orc barbarian, John.
We got other people too, so little boy was a wizard.
I really thought he was the gnome bard,
No, I was a bard.
and I have no idea what he was.
I think it was a wizard. You just screwed one over.
Yeah.
Basically, that's
No,
what.
he was the DM. He didn't have a character, I think.
No. That's big man.
All right. Officially, he was.
Yeah, officially.
Officially, one of our friends was the dungeon master, the guy that controlled everything. But little man pulled the strings.
Yeah, he was the puppet master.
It was not fun for the rest of us.
So this is what happened. Basically, we played.
But they had a few maps drawn out. They had a bit of a
Yeah.
storyline.
It was fun, but
At
it wasn't because I have seen people play D&D before, and I was so amazed how their storyline was so complete. But when we started, I wasn't that interested. I was having fun, but I wasn't interested until one of the games we played that we were just starting off. We didn't know what the heck's going to happen, so we started asking questions. And Chris started asking the dungeon master. Dungeon master is basically the person who pushes the story along, or he plays God.
Yeah, he writes the story. He maps out the terrain. He decides when the encounters with monsters or bandits or whatever are going to happen and what they are. And don't question God. It's not healthy.
This is what happened. We were able to ask something. We were basically a regular D&D game. we were able to ask something and were supported to ask questions. But the thing was, our DM wasn't the person that wanted to answer them. So if every time he asked, and he asked a lot of questions during the time we played.
I didn't know anything.
I know, like, he basically almost killed the character.
Almost.
Somehow.
Every time I asked a question, every time something could have happened to me, my character was officially sacked in between the legs.
Somehow, like a zombie arm will come out of the ground and sack him, or God will try to light him on his crutch.
Even I chuckled at it at the beginning, but having to deal with that repeatedly, days on end,
it basically got just repetitive, and we got sick of it. It wasn't fair to you or us, and we weren't the ones getting sacked at all.
I remember there was a short period of time in which the rolls were in my favor. The dice gods were smiling on me, and I was actually doing well despite being constantly sacked 9 times out of 10. I got this fantastic silver sword that was supposed to help me against all the things that a paladin is supposed to be good against.
I thought you were the wizard.
No, I wasn't the wizard. I really wanted to be the paladin.
Okay.
I'll wait for the horror.
Yeah, basically this is what happened. All was just like, our fun was high until later on towards the game it started going down, because basically the DM was supposed to do basically all the work, planning things, all that stuff. Our job was just follow the storyline, become our own character. But he had help by other characters, so in a way that
one other person.
All the advantages were supposed to be shared, all the wards were supposed to be shared, but all the wards we gotten was for him. We didn't have anything.
That's why I was so proud of my sword. I got it against the odds. I like that sword.
All of us were just getting sick of it, and we ended up just leaving.
I think this was week 3 or something.
Yeah, what was last time? I don't know, last time I was like week 3 or it was week 3, because we didn't play a lot because we had school and stuff. We always play on weekends or a Friday. Yeah, probably week 3. You, me decided, I think also Greg decided too. We just got up and packed our stuff and left.
Yeah, I had become numb to being sacked, pretty much. And then, well, one of those chance surprise encounters, zombies started attacking us. So I rolled poorly, and so according to the DM, meaning the other guy, my sword broke, and the point-wise hit my character in the head, killing him, and then the zombie proceeded to kick me in between the legs. I was done.
Yeah, I was done too. Like, well, this is unfair to anyone. This is not right. And this was every single. This is like week 2. This started at week 2, and we got extremely sick of it. Because we weren't having fun anymore. We're just like torture for us because it's getting repetitive. You know.
The story was still sort of going, but all the bonuses just went to one guy. Well, there was another guy, the guy that was controlling the orc barbarian. He was having a lot of fun when just causing mayhem for the rest
John,
of us.
not
Yeah, that was John.
Not.
The only town we ever slept in during the whole thing, and he robbed me.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, all of us have missions. When we're at town, we always have a mission to go. And my mission, every time I'm in the town, they were basically talking about a fire, and my characters walked by. Oh, our characters were what, our little figures were what we had around, so basically I was a rubber band.
I was a Lego man.
I was a rubber band. I was a rubber band.
That would explain why your character was so short.
Yeah, I was a rubber band, and my mission was basically to go to in a way, a brothel and make my army of babies.
He was the undisputed ladies' man of the group.
Oh yeah, that's my no. That this is
causing women to swoon horribly left and right.
I'm not joking. This was my mission. It was my mission. I didn't pick it.
He got the fun mission.
They got them. Yeah. Make my army. Me army. I'm like the bastard like father.
Yeah, I didn't even find out what my mission was. I was mugged halfway through the night.
But after this, we started going back to this like what we decided to go back to Warhammer because it wasn't.
Yeah.
It was more fun for us, and we did. And we started just recently. We started to play other games like more board tabletop games, more RPGs. We started playing Space Hulk. I'll probably do a review on that later on with you.
Yeah, it's a subcategory game of Warhammer 40,000. We just tried that card game Munchkin. That was pretty fun.
That's actually really fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
We probably do another review of that with Space Hulk. And we have another game coming. It's a starter box of D&D.
The red box.
Yeah, we're probably going to do like a 3-product review on that. Because I played Munchkin before, that's really cool. Space Hulk is really fun. And I'm just rooting for the D&D game. But, we're pretty big nerds.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no denying that.
Yeah. I wanted, basically we're heading to the end of this, so I want to ask you a question. What board games you played as, you still play or used to play as?
Yeah, board games, tabletop games.
Yeah.
Games that require figures or pieces or what have you.
Yeah, what games you played now or the past. And also, that's not a word.
No, it is not.
Also, okay, I can't speak right now. Also, if you had a choice, would you be? What's the question last time?
Yes. Sort of a two-part question here. If you were to start your own character in D&D, what have you, would you prefer your character to be a clean slate and it creates itself and the story is written as you play the game? Or would you prefer to have your character already written? He's a warrior, his family died in a pillage and he's out for revenge.
Does he follow a preset storyline?
Yeah.
Also, it's different because we played Warhammer. Warhammer is basically you have a preset storyline you follow, you have campaigns, and you have to just reach the end.
It's nothing like that. The actual story of the recent Warhammer universe has been written on the tabletops. The games themselves write the official story for the game that it follows. That's what makes it all the more epic. All these things happen by accident.
Yeah. So we do follow preset storylines, like the battles we have.
Yeah, we follow the battles that have already been fought on other tabletops.
And like D&D, you have to create your own character, and you just create your own storyline. And that's the cool thing about RPGs. It's for me because I like to role play because role play in a way, if you're trying to be an actor, it helps you in the future to get in touch to become a character if you're going to play a portrayal of a person. It helps a lot because you can choose to be good or bad in any role playing game. It's not there's a saying, nothing is written in stone. So it's the same thing role playing RPGs, role playing games. You can choose what you want. You can be good and change after. You can change to someone evil. Kind of cool.
Oh yeah. So I guess on that note we're done.
Yeah. So bye guys. See you next time. Oh, also I'll leave a link in the comment bar, because a couple of weeks ago I did a voice acting session that was supposed to be 2 hours, but it actually was 6 hours.
Oh my.
And so I want you to go click on animation I helped voice of a good friend of mine. So click on that, and if you like this or you don't, leave a comment. And yeah, that's it. See you soon.
See you, everyone.